Hi guys. So since a lot of people on Tumblr kind of ask me how I do my coloring process, I thought I'd start making tutorials, and I thought I'd try doing a video one that could explain better how I approach coloring kind of a simple drawing, not one of my more painted ones, but a mainly flat colored one. So before we get to that, let's watch the line art get drawn really quick. Okay, so after I've done the sketch and the liner, I will fill in the basic shape using the selection tool of the thing I'm coloring in, because usually it's pretty simple. And then if I want a background color, I fill in the background color. And after that, I lock the opacity of the shape that I filled in, and I start to just lay in colors that I feel match each other. And to choose the colors, it's kind of just based off of how I'm feeling most of the time, kind of intuition based, but I do try to keep it so they're looking nice to each other, and you have to know like basic color scheme stuff. That's something everybody should look into because it's useful. But my main rules I try to stick to is I don't like too much saturation, and at least if I'm gonna do a lot of saturation in a color, that's gonna be the only color or one of very few colors that are oversaturated in my drawing. Because if you use a bunch of saturated colors all along the color wheel, I feel like it clashes personally, and I like more muted colors like pastels and just relaxing colors. So I've laid in the basics, and if I need to do some pattern like I'm doing on her jacket there, I will make a new layer and clip it to the main shape layer and color in the jacket and do the pattern on it, so I don't have to worry about the edges of that color block. And so as I'm finishing up laying in the basic colors, I start to tweak them a little bit to make sure they all stay near each other on the hue strip so that they're relative to each other, they look nice. So this piece, I tried to keep it more towards the pinkish red area, and like most of the colors aren't actually pinkish red, but in the blue section I leaned towards pinkish red blue, and in the orange and the white and everything, I kept their tints towards a more pinkish red instead of a more yellowy or a green. And the next step is coloring in the liner, so I lock the opacity of the liner, and I just take usually a light pink for most of it, as you can see on my color picking square over there. Light pink or light orange for the skin and the hair and all of the other like orangish colors, and I just run it over all of the lines that I want to be colored in. And then after I finish that, I will make a multiply layer and an overlay layer that go over the whole drawing. And usually this technique is kind of up to you on what you want to do with it, but I like how it mutes the colors a little bit and brings them all together. So what I do is the multiply layer, usually I go with a blue, or well, you can really choose any color you want, but I like blue for that one. And then the overlay layer, light pink or an orange, or you can switch it depending on how you're feeling. I kind of just choose random colors of overlay and multiply. And then once you get them, you see how it kind of changes the whole color of the drawing. So you lower the opacity of both those layers about evenly, so they're both at, like, if you have one at 12, you put the other around 12, and you tweak them a bunch until it looks how you want it to. So at the end of that, the colors are all more muted and they work together more in a more unified sense, which I really like how that turns out. And then after that, it's kind of just final touch-up time. I'll use a brush to go in and fill in sections that I think need to be neatened up a little bit, and sometimes take away some of the line art like I'm doing on her hair. And I just go around and I make it look a little neater, and I make it look more, just a tiny bit more painted because I like that look. And basically what I end up doing, and my favorite part, is filling in the little white highlights, which is always fun. And after that, it's basically done. So I hope that helped teach people something. I'm not used to making tutorials, especially not with my voice, but maybe I'll make more if you guys like it. Yeah. Like and subscribe, because that's what people on YouTube say.